What's up, guys? Getting ready to watch episode 1102 of One Piece. Last we saw, shit went down. Luffy and Lucci had a fight. Luffy mopped Lucci. He proverbially stomped him, man. Centaur thought he was dead, came back alive. He's with CP0 now, though. I don't expect he'll be doing anything in the next couple episodes. They sort of got his ass in lock. Learned some interesting stuff with Dr. Vegapunk and Devil Fruits, and got a little bit more lore. I'm very interested to see if we get any more of that in the next couple episodes. I will say, I know I just said in the last couple episodes that I've caught up. I'm an episode behind. I couldn't watch any last week, so I'm gonna do a little old back-to-backer. Get 2 episodes in. So other than that, I don't really have anything I want to open up with to say. I'm sure that I'll go on a tangent at the end of the episode. So we're going to hop straight into the video. Let's get in episode 1102 of One Piece. Man. He's still on his way. I've been saying the last couple episodes the joke that I would say that he's on his way, but I think he's already here. Apparently he's not on his way already here. He's still on the way. He's on the way looking like Superman. I think that was the red line that he's going up on. Man, wiping blood on him.
Dr. Vegapunk, 手こずらせてくれる。さっさと任務を完了させよ。
Man, she looks scary. Why do her eyes look so scary?
テトの指示が届いているけど。
悠長な話だな。待ってたら逃げられるぞ。
I love One Piece villains that take Luffy seriously, and I think that's what Lucci is. I think he realizes the uncommon scenario he has here. I mean, he just got mopped by Luffy, so he knows. He's not stupid. He knows how dangerous he is, but I feel like there's also that hint of anger and embarrassment and jealousy that, you know, he really wants to prove a point. I'm interested to see, you know, Vegapunk talks about all these inventions. I wonder if he has inventions that he's hidden from the government. I would assume he 100% does have some. Just the way with he's being secretive about, like, O'Hara and Clover, but... I really do not like his outfit this arc. I wonder how long we're going to keep Vegapunk on the ship, because I would assume, I'll talk more a bit at the end of the episode, but I would assume that the end game of this arc is us getting Vegapunk. Us getting Vegapunk and bring him to Elbaf. I feel like that's the next big location that we have to arrive to. I would assume that we drop him off there, because we learn about whether it be the Void Century or just important information at Elbaf. But I do think that we might get an arc in between there. I don't feel like we're going to jump straight from Egghead into Elbaf. I feel like there's going to be some sort of break or, you know, middleman arc. I know I've spoken about the music before. I love the music in this show because it's so iconic. It's iconic because of how long you've gotten used to it, but I mean, when I hear this theme, I don't know the name. there's so many names of music in the show. But when I hear this song, I think of Syrup Village. Not my favorite arc, not a good arc, but I think of Syrup Village, and it gives me that nostalgia level. I wonder what the obsession with the bugs is. One Piece says there's moments where they build something up as stupid or unbelievable, and you go, that's not important. And then 10 episodes later, you're crying because of it. So I wonder if that has a major part to play in her backstory. How many episodes until they break into the lava phase? There's got to be some angle. I can't say that there's got to be some angle that Vegapunk hasn't thought of, because it's Vegapunk. So I don't know how they're going to get in. Is he going to marry Joa? Not Egghead? Was I wrong? Man. Did he go through, or did he hit it? I wonder if his coding, so to speak, is completely, like 100%, there's no way to get it back. And he just hit it and fell straight down. You have to think about the end game of this arc. Of course, there is a possibility that Kuma could come back, or, this, that. I think the obvious end game is that Kuma makes the final sacrifice. I don't think he's making it out of this arc. I don't see a world in which that would happen. Just me personally. Yeah, I wonder if he's going here to attack the Celestial Dragons, or if he's really like his coding, like he thinks that he's a slave. I don't know about that. He looks kind of scary. I'm very interested. I can almost 100% say that we're going to see his backstory, or maybe a couple flashbacks of him in his prime in this arc. I'm interested to see, like, what's up with him. Man, I like how even the government has these bums. What are these bums gonna do? Do they even have hockey? Man, this man ain't listening to anybody. He's got his own agenda, man. This man has a vendetta against him. It's interesting. I'm curious with these split personalities. Someone like Lilith, her personality is evil. Do we trust her? Like, obviously, Shaka is of the opinion that, the most important thing is Vegapunk surviving. But what is the importance of having evil as a personality trait? And that's another thing that I'm wondering. If Vegapunk split his brain into these different, personalities or personifications, are they missing from him? Like, does Vegapunk not have a good? Does he not have an evil? Does he not have greed? I don't want to say confused about that, but I'm interested in that.
私についてくれたばかりにすまん。
どうします？島内にはもう一人我々の味方がいますが。
いやいやいや、ここでワイヤに味方したらあいつも居場所を失い政府に追われてしまうんやぜ。
ああ、確かに。
というわけなんじゃな。ダムに閉じ込められてしまってな。
おい、まさかちょっとそりゃまずい。
悪いけど私の大ピンチを救ってくれさ。
もちろんです。命令を待っていました。
わあ、助けてくれるぞ。向こうも命令を待っておったぞ。
Who's they?
準備ができたからまず船に乗せてくれさ。なあ、行こう。だ、乗るのは7人じゃ。
7人ってことはベガパンク全員かい。
7人と船旅ブーブー。
迷惑。何？
7人のベガパンク、それはつまり
リリスちゃんも一緒。
You can always tell when he's about to go into Sanji mode, man. You're vibing with him, and then he just goes off the rails. Jesus. What is with these bugs, man?
おい、俺あのおっさんここから逃がして約束したんだ。ぶっ飛ばすなよ、バー。
Why is Chopper doing the Naruto run?
なんだ。
ラボフェーズ迎撃システムフロンティアフェーズ迎撃システムフロンティアドーム解除。
What?
誰がやった？どういうつもりだ？
ピタゴラス。
What?
どないなっとるんや。
わかりません。フロンティアドームが迎撃体制が解フェーズに到達可能になります。
Who opened it?
コントロールルームに誰かいるか。
We got a traitor amongst us?
確認。コントロール。
Yo! Why is she looking evil?
フロンティアドームが解除されました。
なんだ急に。
ルッチ、バリアが解除されたぞ。
Yo, why is this music so scary?
本当だったら絶好のチャンスじゃん。ミス見逃す手はないぞ。
こんな好都合なトラブル、変だと思わないか？
罠かどうか近。
If there is a traitor, it's not someone working with CP0. You can, because they're not, they would have been ready for this, but
ついてこい。
I love Kaku. Music.
ほら見ろ、作動せんぞ。
They're
やっ
in!
ぱり解除されとるんじゃ。
罠じゃなかった。
Oh my god, they're in! I thought this would have been a couple episode arc of them trying to get in, but
天に見放されたか？ベガパンク。
who let him in?
あれ、麦わらの一味の船かしら。
Are we about to get a Zoro Brook versus Lucci, Kaku, and Stussy?
下で船が見つからねえはずだ。
Already?
破壊しておこう。
Is this Kizaru? Oh my
麦
god.
わらの一味がベガパンクの味方を。じゃあ
He looks so tough.
だが
Probably the coolest looking character in the history of this show.
想像通りの結果にはならねえよ。予定通り進めな。
Man, this
軍艦をエッグヘッドへ。
everything is just happening so fast, and I love it. Oh my god. Man, that was episode 1102 of One Piece. Another banger of an episode. I love how hectic this arc has been so far. It completely changes the, dare I say, slightly repetitive format. Not that it's bad, because that's not something I'm saying. Something can be good but repetitive. But to just see it thrown out the window, so to speak. Usually you get the Straw Hats get on the island and the disc, and they do that, and they screw around for a little bit. This drops the Straw Hats into unknown territory, and shit hits the fan immediately. Immediately, without hesitation. And I love that because it shows you a different side of the Straw Hats, so to speak. I feel like from this point forward, or you could say from a couple points, a couple of episodes back, I mean, it's just going straight for it, and it's not going to stop. I genuinely don't think we're going to get any low points in this arc. I think it's going to be complete chaos from the beginning to the end until the moment that we slip out of this island. It's going to be hectic. And I love that. I mean, and then just a point in that, we have what I would assume is a traitor amongst us. That's the only explanation that I can see, unless I'm missing something simple. And I can't. I'm trying to think. Going back to the 1,100 episodes in my mind, I can't think of a traitor storyline that we've had, an extended one. I'm trying to think of some of the culprits. The problem with a traitor arc, I haven't really met that many characters in this arc. I've met the Vegapunks, the satellites, and I think that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? I do have another question. If you guys could fill me in, I don't know if I'm being stupid here. Who is Stella? If Stella is a character that we haven't met yet, that I'm reasonably confused, and that's okay. But is Stella Lilith? Because I thought maybe it sounded like it. Maybe I got mixed up in the conversation. But anyway, I'm trying to think of some culprits here. The one that they made immediately suspicious was Lilith. But the thing about that is that has to be a red herring. And I know, funny, I discussed earlier in an episode whether or not Lilith was on our side because her personality is evil. And I mean, really, can you trust something that is evil? Can you trust something whose personality is evil? I don't know where the loyalties... I don't even know the history of these satellites. I truly don't know what side they're on, so I could very easily see them not being on our side. But again, all that being said, as suspicious as Lilith has been, and the way they did the stereotypical when there's a mystery, something's wrong here, and they go on a whole rant conversation about how there's something wrong, and all this going on, they focus the camera on the party that is suspicious. That's what they did with Lilith. They had the camera on her suspicious looking face for like a good 20 seconds. But again, I don't think it's Lilith. I think that's the first... Whenever there's a plot twist, you have to immediately throw aside the common answer. And I'm going to be honest, thinking about the characters, it's 100% not Shaka. If it's Shaka, I'm going to clip this and put this in the episode where it gets revealed to just prove how wrong I am. But it's 100% not Shaka. It's not Vegapunk, obviously. Edison and Pythagoras, I don't think we've gotten enough, but even from the little we've gotten, I don't think it would be them. I think they're more of the lighthearted bunch of the crew of satellites. I'm going to be honest here. If I'm being forced to pick, and I'm going to force myself to theorize, man, it's got to be York. First of all, I don't like York. York might be the only one that I don't like so far, but I don't know. She just gave off weird vibes this episode. I don't want to necessarily say evil vibes, but I just got, I don't know. That's going to be my first choice for who it would be. If there even is a traitor, I mean, they could reveal this next episode as, give the real answer to is what happened. It could also be whoever Vegapunk called on the phone. Or again, going back to that easy answer, how, whenever there's a mystery, you have to sort of really look in depth at the easy answer. Maybe someone just picked up the transmission between Vegapunk and that person. Or maybe that's where the traitor got the idea to betray him. But that being said, I am very... I hope it is a full-blown mystery arc. I love a good whodunit, especially a whodunit that is written very well. Especially a whodunit that has a whole bunch of different personalities shoved into one tight space. And I think that's the potential of what we have here. Another thing, just to focus on the CP0 aspect of what's going on. CP0 are in. They're at the top of the dome. They're locked in. They got locked in. It locked behind them. So I'm interested to see, because I feel like just in a plain 3v20, I feel like the 20 would win. But I feel like with they're like a reconnaissance team. And I mean, they're slow, they're quiet, they're silent. They're like snakes. They strike when they can. I feel like they could do some damage. And I feel like right now we're not building up to. It's happening. The way that this arc has been, I feel like we're going to go straight into a Zoro and Brook versus CP0 fight. And I don't think there'll be a winner, per se. I think that it'll be sort of a stalemate standoff until the third party shows up. But just to even... this is the crazy part about One Piece. Before I started these reactions, when I took that extended break, if you told me some of these, futures, just in, 15 episodes, I would go, what are you talking about, man? That ain't gonna happen. What are you talking about? CP0 is gonna fight Zoro and Brook in episode 1102. There's no way. We're still gonna be in the beginning stages of the setup of the arc at that rate. But no, not this arc. Not Egghead. Egghead don't mess around. They don't dilly-dally. They go straight for it. That's why I'm loving this arc so far. Sorry, I'm just trying to look at my notes, make sure I don't miss anything. Kizaru is on his way. I do find that so interesting. First of all, I'm just hyped that Kizaru is going to get some shine, hopefully. I mean, as a character as hyped up, as as built up as Kizaru is, I really do want him to get his time in the spotlight. I mean, thinking about Kizaru, we, met him in the Sabaody arc, where he was a one-man wrecking crew. But it wasn't really... He didn't really have a personal story. He just sort of showed up and was fucking shit up. So, and then even then, the only other time we've seen him was in Marineford, where, again, he's not a main focus. He's just there to fight. I want him to not only fight, not only to be that, force, that scary, ominous force in this arc. I want him to have a story, hopefully. And I think that story could potentially come with Sentomaru. I am wondering what side Kizaru will be on. Obviously, Sentomaru is Kizaru's nephew. We haven't seen enough of Kizaru for me to really think of where his loyalties lie. Because he seems like that laid-back, chill, loyal worker. But at the same time, it's his nephew. Is he going to have a problem with what CP0 did to Sentomaru? Another thing, CP0 aren't, Marine adjacent, or at least they're not fully loyal with the Marines. This could turn into maybe a three-way. Maybe this turns into the government versus the Marines versus the Straw Hats and the Vegapunks. Another thing to go along with that, I'm again, touching base back with CP0 and Kizaru, I'm wondering what the big fight of the arc will be. Obviously back in Eni's lobby, we had Luffy and we had Rob Lucci fight. But it feels like, since then, Luffy's gone on to bigger and better things. He's a couple tiers above Lucci. Even just in that 1.5 episode fight, I would assume that they fight again. As all One Piece fights nowadays, think of Kaido, you had like a 5-part fight where there was breaks in between. I feel like we're going to get we're in the intermission of another Lucci and Luffy fight. But I don't feel like Lucci's going to be the main villain. I don't think he's strong enough. Kizaru, on the other hand, is strong enough. I could definitely see them building up towards a Luffy versus Kizaru fight where Luffy gets a win against his first admiral. Now, I mean, it's One Piece fights are weird, hard to predict, but also predictable in the sense of really, in reality, Kizaru should probably win, but this is coming from the eyes of like it's a 20-year-old guy who you know what I mean. He's had like 2 years on the road. Kizaru's what 60, been training his entire life to be one of the top Marines. In that scenario, Kizaru should, like, if I'm looking at it just purely on paper, Kizaru should win, but it's Luffy. It's Monkey D. Luffy, the protagonist of One Piece. He's going to win that fight. So I would be interested to see if they bring along someone who's even above Kizaru. Maybe there's someone above Kizaru that is actually the main fight for the arc. And Kizaru fights someone who I would think they've been building up for a while. I've been getting that vibes, even in like the openings and little teasers, little Easter eggs. I would think that Kizaru's final fight is Sanji. Again, another scenario where, on paper, Kizaru should win, but by the end of the show, I think that Sanji is going to win that fight. If not just for plot armor reasons, just for the a way for the story to proceed. But I'm trying to think to these final fights, you know what I mean? Right now, I would assume we're getting Brook and Zoro versus CP0. Or maybe Lucci goes on his own and we get Kaku, Zoro rematch, and then we get Stussy and Brook fighting. I didn't think of that before. That's probably what's going to happen. I'm very hyped to get a Kaku Zoro rematch. Oh, I got goosebumps thinking about that, man. Man, that is a good one. Other than that, I am so excited for this arc. This really feels like prime One Piece. I really get that vibe, that pre-time skip vibe, where everything's so connected. I think that's an important thing that One Piece has been missing, that connection. Whether or not it be because Wano was just too long, too dragged out, but and the pacing of this arc can save it. But I'm really like hyped. Oh, man, I'm hyped. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else I want to say. If I think of anything in between episodes, like I said, I'm going to have to binge these 2 episodes back to back so I can catch up. But if I think of anything else between episodes, I'll say it in the opening to the next one. But other than that, I appreciate you guys for stopping by and giving me a chance and watching this reaction. If you have any comments, just leave them down below. I've got some interesting things in the description if you're interested in that. So other than that, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next One Piece reaction.